Good evening, the members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters here on Facebook. Those who follow me on YouTube under Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, and those who follow my TikTok under HCS. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody is doing great. That y'all having a wonderful weekend. As for me, I'm just here relaxing at home. I've been working on, as y'all noticed, I've been working on a lot of the short reels that I've been creating. I think the short reels of the disembodied voices that I've been capturing has got a lot of people liking them. So I'm thinking that that's what I'm going to focus on that. I'm still going to capture some of the pictures that I've been placing, but a lot of people have been liking the disembodied voices. The short reels where you could hear something say something. I think the last one I just did like maybe 15, 20 minutes. How you doing, Brother Carlito? Like 15, 20 minutes ago, it was saying something. I think it was saying come here, come here, and then it said devil, loud. You could literally hear where it says devil, and the reason I've been placing these short reels of what I hear, because I can hear spiritually. When I go out there, I go spiritually prepared. I prepare myself spiritually. I fast in a couple of days, before I even go out there, because I know, that it's always been in Spanish you call it don, my calling in English. It's been my calling since I was a child. So this is nothing new to me. When I get all this evidence that I'm able to capture through video, this is, before I would just capture it just through my senses. But what I've been doing now is placing it out there so everybody, even those that have never been able to trigger into the spiritual senses, they're able to hear what is being said through audio. That's why I'm putting it out there so people can understand that there's a lot of things that are out there besides a cryptid. Some of the things that are being said to me when I went out there was very bad. A lot of bad words. There's some that I haven't even placed, but a lot of bad words. I guess they didn't like me being in that area, but they surface up. It doesn't matter if I can go to any area, brother and sisters, and the spirits that are around us are always going to be around. It doesn't matter where I go. They always surface up. I guess they surface up to me because, how you doing, cousin Jesse? Jesus, how you doing? They surface up because they know I can sense them. So sometimes when they surface up, they want to send a message, or like if it's a lost spirit of somebody, right? They want to send a message. But if it's disembodied demonic Nephilim, they're going to be aggressive. They're going to say bad words, and they want me to get out of there, So that's why they come at me saying things like get them or get down, or, like the last one that I put, it was not good. People ask me, say, hey, Brother Abe, how can you tell the difference between a good dog man or a bad dog man, or a good Bigfoot or a bad Bigfoot? Well, the answer is within the question itself. If you're catching disembodied voice, what does it mean if you're catching a disembodied voice and there's nothing there around you? That means that whatever's around you, it's in spirit form, in disembodied form, right? So if the things that are being said to you are not nice, then that will make it evil, demonic. If they're being aggressive, or this demonic spirits or demonic beings that are out there, they have the ability to speak to you. They have the ability to manifest, and they also have the ability, if you have a spiritual opening, to attach themselves to you. I know sometimes when I come from those investigations that I feel like I'm carrying somebody on my shoulders. But it's because that's what they do. They attach themselves. They can find an opening. The opening could be something simple, like maybe you might have an injury, and is going to attack, or you have something, a physical ailment, it's going to attach itself to the physical ailment to cause havoc. You know, that's what they do. But, you know, like I said, I've been dealing with them for so long that I'm used to it. But I'm just making this short reels and pasting these pictures out so people can understand. You know, some of these pictures that I captured, that I placed out there, something was said to me. I got the one where I put a face. Well, when I placed that face, is because the disembodied message that it sent to me, that's how I tracked it down. It said it was going to bite me. I haven't put that one up yet. I'm gonna go back to it and debunk that. I'm going to take that disembodied voice. It said he was going to bite me, and if you notice how he's got his mouth open like he was going to bite, right? I mean, if it would have manifested, you know, spiritually, I would have been able to fight spiritually, and you know, and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. You know, I didn't, that day, I didn't take no protection with me. I didn't have no knives or nothing like that. You know, I just don't want to give it any kind of power, you know, by taking a weapon or something in that nature out there, because what if they do have the capabilities to manifest into something in the flesh, or if it's something in the flesh, you know, then I have to fight physically. But when it's something demonic, you can't win a spiritual battle in the flesh. You have to win the spiritual battle in spirit. That's why I go out there just like this by my and fight spiritually, you know. And the only reason I was out there, brother, whoever's here viewing, is because of the activity that was happening around my house. I had to go out there so activity could settle down here. Ever since that day that I went out there, activity stopped. You know, when I said, hey, don't come to my space, and I won't come to your territory. Stay out of my territory. I'm thinking that a lot of activity picked up there because they're building. They knocked out a lot of woods further down up in the territory, and they're building something over there. And I'm thinking that it activity picked up spiritually in that area. I think that's the most activity I've captured there, you know, that day that I made the recording. But I'm just debunking it a little bit at a time, you know, taking my time with it, and just enjoying doing that, you know. There's a lot of people invite me to the groups, and I've been going to the groups and sharing, you know, the pictures, disembodied voices, you know. I finally made it to 2,000 members, you know. I appreciate everybody's support, but for a long time there, I've been sitting at like 2,000. I mean, I've been sitting at like 1,900, and in the 1,900 frame for about 2, 3, 4 months, like, and people were joining the group. It just wouldn't let me get to 2,000. You know, it wouldn't let me get there. You know, so it's like, and then they kept on kicking me out, saying that somebody was trying to hack my account, and they were trying to figure out if I was the right person of the account, and it's been going back and forth. You know, it's kind of like they have a security thing now where when somebody try to hack the account, it lets me know, so I have to identify myself. So all week long, that's what has been happening. Like somebody's trying to get into my account, or they'll send me a message like before. People, I guess, have been trying to block me, you know, by reporting me, but that's not working anymore, because now they have a different system where I have to verify myself who I am, and once I do that, it's like if there's a restriction or something, they lift it because they're whoever's doing that's coming after me. I guess they must dislike me, and they're trying to stop me from growing. But as y'all know, you know, I'm everywhere. You know, there's just one thing about me. I don't quit. When I have an agenda, and my agenda is spreading the word, you know, that's what I'm doing. That's why I created the YouTube channel. YouTube channel is doing good. And I'm trying to make it to 1,000 at one point in time, but it don't matter to me, you know. So long people like the material I'm putting out there, and they're awakening spiritually. That's my goal, is to awaken everybody that I can possibly can, awaken them spiritually so they can know what's around, so they can prepare themselves spiritually also. You know, that's why I do this works. On TikTok, I have a lot of likes also on the videos, but the ones on YouTube, they're doing pretty good. I think one got like 1,800 likes right now, 1,500, 1,600. I create the short reels. I'm seeing that they like the disembodied voices when they're speaking. They like that. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go into some of my old my old videos and see how I can debunk some more stuff. But that day everything was very clear. But you should check out the last one that I created before I started making this live. You could literally hear it loud and clear where it says devil. You know how I speak. You know how I speak, and you can tell that's not me that's saying that. It's like a whole different voice, you know, and it sounds creepy as hell, you know. But, you know, that's why with the Love Foundation, we can't be afraid, you know, however they come at us, you know, whether they come at us as a disembodied, you know, whether voices or manifestations, we have to be spiritual ready at all times. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about the DDN, but I made it my goal to target on the DDN, on the Disembodied Demonic Nephilim, of their abilities, their capabilities. You know, as we know, they have the capability to manifest into any creature, into anything. You know, it doesn't matter if it's something in the flesh or if it's something that it manifests, that it creates itself to look like a werewolf or a Bigfoot or a goat man, a troll, into any kind of manifestation that he has that ability. And then he has the ability to speak, to communicate with you. And he has the ability to be right up on you in a matter, and faster than a blink of an eye, you know, because it's in spirit form. So it can travel in many ways. It can travel like in white mist. It can travel in smoke, like a smoke form, or shadow form, smoke form, mist form, and air form. You know, it uses the elements. You know, some people could even call them elementals. You know, they can manipulate and use the environment. You know, I believe I placed a video where it manipulated the environment. It can manipulate time, so they can go in and out super fast out of our reality. You know, and that's why I've been submitting all these videos there. You know, that's why I've been placing all those videos on the short reels that I've been creating. But I hope everybody's doing fine. You know, as for me, it's just a quick short reel to say thank you to all those that are subscribed here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, and those that are subscribed to the Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on YouTube. You know, and if you're not, if y'all want to do me the favor and subscribe there, so I can build the numbers up there to get to 1,000, you know, I would really appreciate it. Also, I'm liking how I'm joining some groups where I'm accepted. You know, that they understand where I'm coming from, and when they speak to me, they're speaking to me respectfully. You know, and I like that. And if somebody's got a question, I give them an answer. You know, and I've left some groups where people were being rude. And most of these groups, they were like full-blown Bigfoot groups, you know. And I left the groups because the people don't want to bother to hear what I have to say, or, you know, ask me a question. They just want to criticize or ridicule me. So I left those groups. You know, and I think it was those groups that might have been putting complaints on me. So I left those groups. You know, I don't want to be affiliated somewhere where I'm not welcomed. At the same time, I do have the experience of grounding boots. You know, I was grounding boots in the military, and I still do grounding boots right now. And I'm putting up the evidence, whether they like it or not. My evidence is going to go out there of everything that I've ever spoken to y'all, whoever's here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all about anything. That's why I submit the short reels and I create them so y'all can witness it for yourself, whether it's an image or something within the short reel, whether it's disembodied voices speaking or saying something. I'm placing it there with timestamps for y'all so y'all can know that when I experience something out there, if I'm talking and y'all watching the live video and I say, I think I just heard something, well, I'll go back to that where I heard something. And if I could hear it, if I capture it on the live, then I'm going to put it out there. But that always happens, brothers and sisters, you know. It comes with the spiritual gifts of discernment. But I hope everybody's doing fine here tonight. I got me a little bit of Palo Santo. I'm trying to let a beard grow out, you know. I'm not trying to shave. I'm trying to let a beard grow out, but I don't know how big I want it to grow out, but that's what I'm trying to work on. But I hope y'all been enjoying those videos and short reels. I still feel like my site or my group is being like somebody's trying to hold it back from growing, you know. But with God, through my faith and belief, He's going to grow regardless whether somebody's trying to stop me or not. You know, my group's going to grow, you know. So long I keep on doing the works that I'm doing and placing all the footage out there, you know, my group's going to grow because there's some people that said that they could have never seen nothing until they'll start sending me pictures. And now they can start, they're actually seeing what's within the pictures, but they didn't have that ability to see spiritually, you know. So that's good. That means that that people are awakening. Thank you, Brother Carlito. Yeah, you got a big beard, cousin. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go back anytime soon out there, but I'm just debunking this video. There's a lot of, how should I say, DDNs in this video that I haven't even worked on the pictures because they're everywhere in the video, where I will hear something speak, I'll look through the woods and I capture them in the woods, you know, looking at me. I just haven't put it out there, you know. You can get overwhelmed because when you think there's only one, there's not one, there's many. You know, there's like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're all around, you know. So what's more of a threat, you know? Is it, at least if it's a pack of dogs or a pack of something that you're able to see with a naked eye, at least you can do something about it, right? Like you have a weapon, you can shoot it, or you have something to defend yourself, you can do something. But imagine like 12 beings that are in disembodied form that you cannot see. If you're not spiritually blessed, cannot sense. But you can't touch them, but they can touch you. They can touch you spiritually. Imagine that. Imagine that. At least something that you can defend yourself with, what you might know, you know. If you got, you know, martial arts, boxing, or whatever your background is, you can defend yourself. Or if you got a weapon, you know, you can defend yourself with a weapon, but you cannot defend against something that's in spirit. The only way you're going to be able to defend yourself against something that's in spirit is spiritually. By fighting spiritually, by maintaining your love foundation, not angering, not being afraid, not giving it any kind of spiritual opening. But you have to have forgiveness in your heart. Enabled in order to be able to fight spiritually, you have to if you have sin, you have to repent for your sins. If you have unforgiveness, you have to forgive, because they'll use anything in their ability to try to bond you again. You know, to bond you again. That's what they do. They don't want you to be set free from that bondage. They want to continue to manipulate your life or have you in bondage, right? So that's their goal. They don't want to let you loose. The only way you can break free is if you do the things that I just told you, and you're going to break free from that bondage, in which you're going to feel way different than having that bondage burden upon you. You're going to be set free from that. Yeah, a lot of people do not understand how it works. But there's a lot of people that do understand how it works. You know, it's and this works whether it's spiritual. You know, you got the cryptid, you got the paranormal, you got the UFOs, and all this other kind of thought process of what it could be. You know, all I know is this: that this disembodied beings, you want to call them DDNs? I call them Disembodied Demonic Nephilim. You won't call them demons. Whatever you want to call them. They have the ability to manipulate many things around us. For example, they can manipulate time. They can manipulate time that you're going to lose a track of time. They can manipulate your spirit, in which it's going to make you feel like your spirit is leaving your body, or your spirit turns upside down. Like you're going to pass out. They have those abilities. Manipulate time, manipulate your surroundings, in which you're going to lose a track of time. Time can go by fast, or time can go by slow. But they move faster than our time. The way they move is faster than our time. It's unrealistic. They're faster than Usain Bolt. They're faster than any living creature in this world. They're faster than that. They work at a whole different level, or should I say, like if they're working from another dimension, their capabilities is the spiritual capabilities. You could say, I'm not going to say amazing, you know, but I'll say it's unreal, because I witnessed it. You know, I've seen them when they pass right beside me and they're moving beyond fast. I have to slow down the footage on my live videos just to be able to see the blur. Imagine slowing it down like 3 to 4 times, and it's still moving fast, that you just still see a blur. That's how fast they move. Because they're in our reality, but they're not. They're like, their capabilities is beyond us. You know, it's beyond us. So it's kind of like, since, you know, like the Heavenly Father is the Alpha, the Omega, He knows the past, the present, and the future. They have those same capabilities. They know when, they already know when I'm going to go out there. They already know ahead of time. So whenever I go investigate, right, they already know. They're waiting for me. They're waiting for me in groups. But at the same time, I already know how they work. So I go prepared and be ready to fight spiritually. Imagine all the investigators that do not know how they work. They go out there, for example, searching for a Bigfoot, searching for a dogman, but they're not preparing themselves spiritually for it. Could be them being deceived, which is this disembodied demonic Nephilim, that they have the ability. Listen to me. This is very, very serious. They have the ability to mimic any kind of voice. They have the ability to mimic any kind of beastly form. They can deceive somebody if it takes form of the dogman, or a Bigfoot, or a goatman, or a giant troll, or a leprechaun, or whatever the case might be, and you believe that's what you're seeing. Well, that belief factor right there, it's the opening. That's the only opening they need to attack. If you see a dogman or a Bigfoot, right, when it manifested in that nature, if you have fear within you, right, or I heard where people pull out their guns, right, start shooting. Why are they shooting? Because they're scared of it, right? Not because they're mad at it, because they're scared out of it. Well, and the bullets are not hitting it. Well, guess what it's doing? The opening is already there for it to attach itself to that person that's firing the rounds with whatever. It's already there. Like I said, they move so fast, man, that they're not from this dimension, from their reality. So it attaches it attaches to that individual that fast. I've heard where there's many that we've lost within the cryptic community and others because of ailments. Where do you think these ailments are coming from? because of the spiritual openings of what happens out there when they go investigate. For example, they had, I've been out there, guys and girls, whoever's viewing this video, where they mimic a voice of a child, man. Imagine that. You're in the woods, it mimics the voice of a child, like of a little girl, right? And you're looking, and you know there's no little girl out there in the woods, but he wants you to believe it's a little girl. So you believing it's a little girl, boom, it's going to attach itself. Or at times it mimics the voice of a woman. I know y'all remember when I found Yin Yang. I was afraid to grab not Yin Yang, the little puppy I found there one day that it was laid right there in the path. I had gone to the woods, investigated, came back out, and I found a puppy out there. And I was looking around me because like it felt like to me it was like a trap of some sort, right? But I'm a 10 foundation and I saved the puppy, right? But that could be a trick also, you know. So you have to be very prepared, you know. The experience that I've had, I've seen them where they this DDN, right, or whatever you want to call them, they have the abilities, like for example, throwing chunks of wood, throwing rocks, making rock formations, putting a branch in a path, breaking trees so you won't cross, killing an animal and placing it in your path. Like, for example, not in the path that you're going, but like there was one day I got to go investigate. So the following day I had to take my son to work. I mean, to school, when he was in school. I ran into 3 dead cats in the path that I traveled, every day to take my son to school. 3 dead cats in 3 different locations. They have those abilities to place dead animals in the path you travel to let you know, like to try to install the fear factor. Imagine that. They're placing dead animals, like trying to say, like a spiritual hit, you're next, you know. That's why they're placing the dead animals in your path, like trying to tell you you're next. You know, I'm coming for you. If I have the capability to kill this cat like this, you're next, you know. But you got to remember the capability, you know, when people talk about super soldiers, man, the super soldier was created a long time ago by the Watchers, which is the DDN. That right there, imagine, you don't have to attack you physically. It can destroy from the inside by it possessing your body. You know, I believe that those animals, have you all ever seen when a deer is running scared? Have you ever seen that, when you could drive in and a deer can come out of nowhere and they're running scared and they're going straight for your vehicle? Well, remember this. The Legion, you know, same thing, Legion demons, DDN, when Jesus cast them into the swine, you know, it possessed the pigs. It possessed the pigs and the pigs went crazy. Well, they have abilities to possess, if they can possess a swine, they can possess other animals. And if they can possess other animals, they can possess human beings also. I remember when there was one day I was going to Houston. We were going to go to the casino, and this deer was coming straight to my passenger's door. I mean, he was looking at me, and I put out my hand and I said, I rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. And when I said that, it's like whatever was in the deer took off out of there, and the deer stopped from hitting our vehicle. It did a dead stop. It didn't hit the vehicle. And you could tell there was something within the deer. With that nature, brothers and sisters, it can affect people in this manner too. And the only way somebody can break free from it is for them to understand what they're going through spiritually. And sometimes they cannot break free from it because of the bondage, the control it has over them. They're not able to say, God help me. They're not able to go to prayer. They're not able to say, I tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name, because he has full control of all their spiritual senses, and they're not able to break free from it because he has control of them. The only way they can break free from it is through somebody praying for them or giving them spiritual advice to set them free from that bondage. But I see a lot of people that are being bonded right now in this nature, whether it's people just living life, people that are looking for things, because of curiosity, like the groups that we're affiliated in. Doesn't matter what genre that you're affiliated with. There could be spiritual openings there, brothers and sisters. That's why I created my group. It used to be called Positive Spiritualist, if y'all know, but that grew because my content got completely deleted off Facebook. Then I created this group. It's been strong for 3 years now. But that's how they work. They have those capabilities. People, like I said, anybody can have a weapon, shoot a weapon or whatever, but you're not going to be able to take a weapon to a spiritual battle. You will lose. You will lose a spiritual battle if you think you're going to go in there shooting rounds. What are you going to hit? If you're shooting rounds to air, to something that's a spirit, you're not going to be able to make contact with it in that nature, but it can make contact with you. That's why you have to be careful how you approach a situation like that. You can't get angry. That's a spiritual opening. You start getting scared. That's a spiritual opening. You have to be ready when a situation like that arises. Can't be afraid. You gotta have your love foundation, and you always gotta remember one thing: that when you do something spiritually, it's always done through Jesus Christ. That's how you're gonna be able to overcome this unseen spiritual war. You could say I'm out there in the front lines, just like I was out there in Operation Desert Storm. I'm still out there in the front lines, bringing out you could say I'm the messenger or the guy that's on Recon, or the guy that's out there, the events party, checking it out, see what I find, to show y'all what I'm finding out there. That's why I got this group, and I'm trying my best to the platform that I have to work with, right? Which is here on Spiritual Cryptid Encounters on Facebook, Spiritual Cryptid Encounters on YouTube, or my TikTok. I'm using those 3 platforms to the best of my abilities to give y'all the best experience that I can give y'all through my short reels. That's what I'm doing. I've seen a lot of people that have videos out there that look pretty good. That I could tell what they're seeing. What I'm seeing in their videos is the same thing. You could say that I've been encountering out there for years, and what I've crossed over since I was a kid all the way up to now. That I've crossed paths against and fought spiritually. I see a lot of that in some of those videos. But the confusion lies in this, is that some people think what they're captioning in the videos are real, and then some people say, well, is it something real, or is it something that's demonic? Is it something in the spirit? Just if you look at the video, you could tell there's some videos that's you could say it's demonic, like in between. But then you got the other videos where the people are hoaxing the individuals, where you could tell it's a fake video. You could tell it's a mask. Somebody's wearing a mask or a costume. That when somebody sees like that, when somebody sees something like that, like, oh, that's real. Yeah, that's a real costume. It's not the real spiritual battle. It's someone pretending to be a Bigfoot. There's somebody pretending to be a dog man. Somebody pretending to be a goat man in costume, right? That's the difference. That when you go see a movie, right, you go see somebody in a costume, it's, oh, that looks so real. It looks so real. It's because it's a real costume. The things that I put out there, I'm showing y'all what it's real in the spiritual realm. Real in the spiritual realm doesn't look like in a person in a costume. It's completely different, and you can still see the beastly manifestation it takes. It's a big difference of when somebody's wearing a costume. And there is a lot of videos out there, guys. A lot of videos. You know, I guess the people do it for the views or whatever. You know, they have a lot of viewership, but it's not real. You know, I see one where they had a guy pretending to be a shapeshifter, but then the same guys made another video, and they had a guy running just like he was running on that other video, with his hands out, and he was drunk and he was falling. So you could tell, and the guy was playing an electric guitar. You could tell that it's BS. You know, you could tell that the videos that are staged and the videos that is a person in costume compared to the videos that I'm putting out there is way different. Those disembodied voices, when they speak, they sound like from a different realm. You can see like it sound different. Some of the videos that I captured of them moving around and opening their mouth and closing, you could tell they're from a different realm. It's not a real costume with how people are placing out there. You know, it's something that's in disembodied. That's what I call them, DDN, Disembodied Demonic Nephilim, because they're appearing in disembodied form. But you got to remember, they have the ability to manifest and to look like something that's in the flesh. But to look and to be are two different things. They can look like it, but doesn't mean that they're in the flesh. And I believe, you know, of being around hearing some of the stories from people from the Bigfoot community, a Dogman community, where they say, well, I saw a Bigfoot, I saw a Dogman, I shot him with my weapon, but nothing happened. Nothing happened to them. It's because they're seeing something that looks like it's real, but it's in spirit form. So the bullets are missing it, and they're not killing it. That's why there's no body. You know, you hear where people say they claim that they killed a Dogman, or they claim they killed a Bigfoot, but there's no body. I'm not going to say that they didn't see something, but I believe what they're seeing and what they shot at, because they don't have no body and they missed, is this DDN that I'm talking about. This disembodied demonic Nephilim. They have the capabilities to manifest into a Bigfoot. They know you. They know you since the day you were born. They're around us. They know everything about you. So they know how to attack spiritually. So for those that are Bigfoot lovers, right, Bigfoot believers, that they believe that is 100% flesh, it's going to give you what you want. It's going to give you something that looks like a Bigfoot. You're going to see it. You're going to believe it. You might go crazy, start banging on trees. And you're going to believe it. And that's all it needs, is just a little bit of belief. A little bit of belief to attack you spiritually. Then the next thing you know, I heard these stories, man, from people. Next thing you know, they're like, I have a Bigfoot living in my living room. I have a Bigfoot living in my bedroom. I have a Dogman living in my living room. Well, no, it's not a Bigfoot or a Dogman living in your living room. Is the DDN, or this demonic entity that attaches itself to you. You brought it inside your house, so now you have to take the next step to get rid of it, is to cleanse your home, bless your home, take authority over it in Jesus Christ's name, and then your Bigfoot problem, or whatever form is manifested in your home to be a shadow figure, witches, or whatever form it takes, right? Then you have to bind and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name to get it out of your house, because it's not what you think it is. But it's gonna continue to take the form to bond you. So, because if you're believing it is that inside your home, it's just going to bond you more and more and more. And you have to break free from that. Put it to the test. When you see something, I'm talking to the people that said that they have a Dogman in their homes, or living in their a Bigfoot in their home, or a Dogman in the home, or people that said that they're their friends. Well, my recordings of this DDN that I capture, that are in Dogman form or werewolf form, whatever you want to call it, lycanthrope, They have nothing to say, nothing nice to say to me. The things that are being said to me are not nice. So I'm not going out there in a threatful manner in any kind of way. I'm not taking no guns. I go just like this. And they're coming at me in a threatful manner. So how can people say that dogmen or Bigfoots are nice, right? If all the things that were being said through the EVPs is nothing but negative stuff. Like I said, listen to the latest one that I placed on Hearing Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, or if you want to listen to it through YouTube, it says devil. Disembodied voice means it's a disembodied spirit. DDN, demonic, something of that nature. It's all affiliated through, for those who don't know, it's all affiliated through necromancy, through witchcraft, right? Like through the natives, the DDNs, or people want to call them Bigfoot, they took the form of these creatures, and they showed like some of the natives necromancy, sorcery, in trade for their soul, right? At the same time, it was taking children from the natives. Children were disappearing also, and then but it was because they were forming some kind of, not relationship, but they were making deals for that, through witchcraft and necromancy. And kids started disappearing from the tribes. And that's why they consider a Sasquatch or Bigfoot to be a demon, a demonic being. But that's a manifestation, they can manifest into look beastly, or they can manifest to look like you and me, like a regular person. They have many capabilities, I'm just trying to awaken all my brothers and sisters who want to listen. I wish I could gather like a group of people, and we can go investigate to these areas that I know there's activity. I know there's like many areas here in Central Texas where there's activity, and we're going to capture something. Whether it be in Elms Grove, whether it's this field that I go to, whether it's by the lake, by Chalk Ridge Falls, where I got shoved off a cliff, because I've seen them out there. I've seen their beastly forms out there, whether it's by the lake. I've seen them where they brushed right against me. And there's many eyewitness sightings, a pizza delivery guy, he said he contacted me through Messenger, said, I seen him. I seen your show on the VidCon of Dogmatic Encounter episode 53. So, but I seen the shapeshifter you're talking about. I seen the shapeshifter. He's like, what do you mean, man? I said, well, I was going to go deliver pizza to a house, and the shapeshifter passed right in front of me. He was dressed all weird, like an Indian with a fur on his back. He passed right in front of me, and I put the brakes, and he said he quit the job because he didn't want to run into it again, So I've had people contact me, to say where they were being spiritually attacked. And did they remember for me that I said for them to say, I take authority over you in Jesus Christ's name, I tie, bind, and rebuke you through Jesus Christ. And when they did that, whatever was happening to them left, That's one thing about them. Once you bring Jesus Christ in the picture, they take off. They know who he is. Just like I spoke about it, where when I'm walking through them, when I'm surrounded by 6 of them in Elms Grove, and I'm praying the deliverance prayer, the Our Father, and it's like 3-something in the morning, and they acknowledge the deliverance prayer by saying, the Holy One, the Holy One, the Holy One. That's all the things that they were saying. Those 6 were repeating themselves, the Holy One, the Holy One. So if they know who Jesus Christ is, it's because they're of old. They're from old times. They're from the past. They know exactly who Jesus Christ is. Yeah, Sister Brandy. That's when I started doing this, bringing my theory in about there were, people call it interdimensional, but I call them, they're from a different realm. They're in another realm. They're from the hell realm, wherever they come from, right? But I believe they're still here, which is this DDN. We're not able to see them because they're in disembodied form, but they're still amongst us because it's written in the Bible they're amongst us still. And this after the flood, they lost their body, right? But since they were part angel / demonic, because the watchers became demonic, so they have demonic capability. So they're here on earth in disembodied form. So they are around us. It's just the only way to be able to identify them through spiritual law. You know, if you maintain a love foundation and God is with you, they have to in order to challenge you or fight you spiritually, they have to identify themselves so you can know what you're facing, right? And sometimes when the bondage is there, they don't want to let you know what's causing that the chaos and havoc around you. But if you maintain a love foundation and you have you have forgiveness and you break those negative ties or what we call generational curses, we cut all those generational curses of the past. You have forgiveness, you have no fear, you have a maintaining love foundation, you get spiritually blessed with the gifts of discernment. That's how you're going to be able to ID them, because your senses is going to let you know danger, spiritual danger, when it's around. Just like when I go out there, you know, I can sense them. This time around, like when I sense them, sometimes my hair stand up, you know, or I feel them spiritually. I can hear them, but more of a magnetic interference or static energies, magnetic, you know, static energy interference when they come. And when I start feeling overwhelmed and I start hearing all the movement around me, I know there's more than one. So there's times that I have to go into prayer because I don't want to get spiritually attacked, you know. So I go into prayer, and I do my best not to leave not to be afraid in the area, and not to leave the area without fear. And I make sure that I say that nothing's allowed to follow me home or attach itself to my foundation, and I take authority over it. You know, there's times, because they can manipulate time, that you forget, because all the things that's happening around you, you'll forget to say, I take authority over you, you're not welcome to follow me home. So a day or two can pass by, and then you remember, but by the time you remember, there's already been so much things happening around that you have to cleanse your home. Then you have to say, I take authority over you, you're not welcome on my vessel, or whatever. They have to leave. There's been times that I've said this in my home, and I see a dark shadow leave my house. It'll leave. The negative attachment will leave the house. You know, you can see it leave out the front door, you know. Because you take authority, you got to take authority over it. You know, you have a spirit, and your spirit, the difference between us and what the demons or the DDN or Lucifer doesn't want you to know is this: that we are greater than them, because we have the opportunity to ascend into heaven. They don't, because they've been casted down, but we do. So imagine this: if they can bond somebody to bond their senses, right? Let me take my hat on. I don't want to. Maybe so y'all can see me better. If they can bond somebody, so they won't be able to sense them, and they're upon them all their lives since they were a kid, and these people that are being bonded in this nature, nobody's ever spoken to them to awaken them spiritually, you know. Then when you talk, sometimes when you start talking, I can sense when somebody's got a negative attachment. So I try to, what I do when I sense somebody has a negative attachment, I focus on speaking to them with a love foundation. So I start radiating my love foundation towards them, and the negativity that's there leaves. They dislike love. DDN, demonic, they dislike when you bring Jesus Christ in the picture. They don't like nothing out of love. But they don't want you to know that you are greater than them. They want you to think, make it think. Even when people say, I hear voices all the time. They want you to think that they're more powerful than you, but they're really not. You are more powerful than them, because we have the opportunity to make it into the kingdom of heaven. If you run into a situation, you say, I take authority over in Jesus Christ's name. I bind and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. You're going to see that they're going to flee. So then right there and then when you do that and they flee, that means that you're special, that it's about our souls. You know, that's their main mission here on earth. Whoever wants to listen about this, their main mission here on earth is try to, how should I say, distract as many people as possible and deceive many people as possible from making it into the kingdom of heaven. God bless the many lost souls that we've lost throughout centuries, where this demonic beings, disembodied demonic Nephilim, whatever you want to call them, they've deceived many people, and many people have taken their lives through suicide. They're the cause of that. That's the kind of chaos and havoc they do. When you hear something strange where it could be a happy family, all of a sudden the mother or the father kills everybody, or everybody dies. The DDN is behind that. It's behind many things, you know. Through possession, they have the ability to possess people, do some damage, and next thing you know, that's it. You know, the damage is done. But that's why we have to be ready. We have to be spiritually ready to be able to fight something that's in spirit. We got to fight it spiritually. Let me see what Sister Brandy says here. A will. Yes, they do come. They attack through the dreams also, as as succubus and incubus. Sometimes they come in numbers. You know, they try to attack us in our dreams, like a succubus and incubus. They come through sin, like so. In your dream, they're trying to make you they're trying to make you think. They show you an image or a picture, and you know it's not right spiritually what you're being shown to you, right? But they're just trying to find a spiritual opening to attack you. So when you wake up from your dream, you say, I do not allow what was shown to me. I tie, bind, and rebuke the dream in Jesus' name. Take authority over it also. Even though it's a dream, but it's a work they're trying to do over you to find the spiritual opening to attach themselves to you. So you have to rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. But yeah, through sleep paralysis, daydreaming, when you sleep, they're like attacking the way too. Sometimes they'll come through people that you might not even know. They might come at you in a negative way. And you can look, or it could be somebody you love. You know, they come at you in a negative way and they're saying something to you. And you're trying to figure out why they're having a bad day, right? Why are they coming at you in a negative way when they're not that way? But when you're spiritual, then you know, so well, it's using this person that's not like this to come at me in a negative way to find a spiritual opening. So what you do is the opposite. Well, you just say, you know what? God bless you. I love you. Give them a hug, and you're gonna see where it's gonna leave them. It moves so fast, it's gonna leave their body, and the person that's your buddy, your friend, your husband, your wife, they're gonna be talking normal to you. But they're very mischievous like that. We just have to be aware spiritually, brothers and sisters, to be able to fight them spiritually. We have to be aware of the tricks, right? The bag of tricks that they like to use on people. They've been using this bag of tricks on people for centuries. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. This was just a big thank you to everybody who has joined the Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I finally made it 2,000 members on Facebook. But yes, if anybody is going through something you don't understand spiritually, you're more than welcome to contact me. And you know, a lot of wisdom, a spiritual knowledge of what you might be going through, and I can tell you exactly what to do to overcome what you're going through. Never give in to the enemy, the spiritual enemy. Maintain your foundation. Stay spiritually strong. Like I said, forgive. Repent for your sins. Maintain the love foundation. Maintain your faith. And through that, you're blessed with spiritual gifts of discernment, because forgiveness is part of love. And it's kind of like this. How do people expect for God to forgive them if we can't forgive here on earth? We have to forgive also in order for God to forgive us. Just think about that. Because if we want God to forgive us, if we want God to forgive, then we have to forgive also. Because when there's unforgiveness, that could be a generational curse that needs to be broken. And through those unforgiveness, this DDN, demonic entities, or whatever you want to call them, they cling to that, because that's the spirit, that's the opening he uses to affect our lives. You know, you hear it all the time when people say, why do these things happen to me all the time? Why is it like a roller coaster ride? You have to take authority of your life. You have to look back, ask for forgiveness, cut any negative ties from negative people that you might have crossed, because you don't want that negativity to follow you, right? So you have to forgive. No matter how bad the crime that was committed to you, or whatever the case might be, you have to forgive in order to maintain a strong love foundation. Because forgiveness is part of love. Who do we got here? Sister Brandy Lockhart. Cousin Jesse up there still. I see somebody else that's got a picture, what seems to be a moon. I just don't know who that is. But I really appreciate y'all. You know, I told my wife that this is going to be a quick video, but I think I've been talking for a while. I'm going to continue to debunk the video that I have, and like I said, I have a lot of pictures that I haven't put out there yet from the video. I'm just taking my time with it. But besides that, thank you all for tuning in tonight. God bless every single one of y'all and your families. Just remember, don't give nothing power that it wants you to believe in it. Especially, like I was talking about, if it's manifesting to look like a dogman or a Bigfoot. Because if you believe in it, then it's got that spiritual opening to attach or itself on you, possess you, even possess you. You know, attachment, possession is the same kind of thing, and it blocks your senses. Don't give it power of that nature. You know, take authority over it. Give an example before I go. When you hear a tapping sound, you're like, oh, just a tapping sound. Then the following day you hear the tapping sound again, but more times, like 3 times. And then the next go from a tapping sound to a knocking sound. It's because you're believing it was a tapping sound. So then it's getting power, so now it's giving you a knocking sound. Then after the knocking sound, you're hearing a pounding sound, a banging sound, right? Boom, boom, boom. That your whole wall's vibrating. And you're like, whoa, we went from a tapping to a little knocking, now to a pounding sound. Because you're believing, you know, it's growing and growing and growing. So what do you do to make it stop from growing? You take that, it's okay, I take authority in Jesus Christ and I bind and rebuke you. And once you do that, whatever's there, it's not going to make the tapping sound no more, the knocking sound or the pounding sound, because it's gone. But that's how this DDN or demonic entities work, you know, through the belief factor. They're going to grow as much as you believe in them, basically. But anyways, I'm just going to say a little prayer before I go. Heavenly Father, at this time I'd like to pray for all my brothers and sisters that view this video, for you to keep everybody spiritually protected. I'm placing spiritual crosses on everybody's home that's viewing this video and in my home, on our doorways and our windows. We're taking authority over any negative energies within our households. We tie, bind, and rebuke you in Jesus Christ's name. You're not welcome within our household. You're not welcome in our yards. We take authority over you in Jesus Christ's name. Send your heavenly angels and your Holy Spirit to do a clean sweep of our household of any negative energies, Heavenly Father. This I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank y'all, Cousin Jesse, Sister Brandy, Brother Carlito, for tuning in. It was just a quick live feed. Maybe one day I'll start making it different where I place it ahead of time so y'all can know when I'm going to come live. But I appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good night. Peace out.